Ooh, wrong button, child. Hold on.
You will not bring your ghetto here.
Okay, because, hey, y'all, you already know what it is. Your boy Darren Green back with another episode. Not too much went on, you know, in the course of our Wednesday show into the Saturday show. But, I mean, there's definitely some honorable mentions, definitely some things that I want to get into. And also, you know, talk to you guys a little bit about what I've been going through. Not too much, because, you know, when it's just me, I like to get right into it. But what is this, episode 193 at this point? Yeah, because it was 192 on Wednesday. How y'all like the 2-episode situation? Like, I like it. It's gonna make me work a lot harder, which is okay, which is fine. You know, trying to find topics and continuously, you know, finding new things to, you know, do an episode about. But, you know, I think that it's really looking good. Like, the last episode was really well received. And Medusa will be a part-time regular for the Wednesday shows. Like, she won't be on every Wednesday, but she said she agreed to doing like every other Wednesday. So we're going to get her every other Wednesday. And probably on the days that she's not on, we're going to try to get like more people on for guest co-hosting or maybe interviews or maybe both. So there's a lot going on. Okay. I am working today. Okay. And well, no, I'm not working today. Well, I am working today. I do consider this a job, but we're going to get into some hot topics because that's what y'all came here for. You know, y'all want to hear me rambling too much, child. I get it. But I would like to say thank you to the listeners on YouTube. You guys really show up and show out in the comments and the likes and the views. So I just want to say thank you guys. I'm going to give you more content. Not to give y'all like content fatigue, but like, just to, you know, if there's something to talk about, we're going to talk about it. Okay. Now, I would say this. I mean, I would say Happy Pride because, you know, June 1st happened a couple days ago. But, like, I don't know. Like, it's real different this month. Like, it's real different this year. It's just real crazy. You know, there's a lot of people out here. You know, I'm making light of it, but it's really like a serious thing. You know, people are really voicing their opinions on pride and what they think of the LGBT community. And I'm not gonna come on here and sound too preachy because I know y'all this is y'all escape to, you know, talk about the mess and talk about celebrity gossip and all that. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it, but I am gonna talk about it a little bit because I feel like it is something that is like there's this big push to take our rights away. And I think that it's not only me just talking about it, I think Taylor talked about it on her little concert, even though we don't mess with Taylor right now because of that little publicity stunt. But there really is a calculated push from the right to kind of vilify people that are non-binary and transgender drag queens. I mean, and it's just, you know, a lot of us don't care. The general public doesn't care when it's not directed towards them. Okay. And I'm going to give y'all a statistic today, child. Let me share the screen right now. Since May 23rd, Fox News programs spent a combined 2 hours and 12 minutes discussing Target's Pride Month merchandise while spending just 22 seconds on the bombshell investigation that revealed nearly 2,000 children were sexually abused by 450 Catholic priests in the state over the last 7 decades. We are worried about the wrong things. Let that sink in. Because I see a lot of people, a lot of marginalized groups, other marginalized groups, I'm not going to point nobody out, but are in congratulations. You know, they're very like, hey, you know, we don't care, you know, they're indoctrinating our kids. So, you know, the right is going to do what they need to do. But my thing is this is like when conservatives and the Republican Party have their way with our rights, what's going to happen to your rights next? That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to get too political on this episode. That's all I'm going to say. That's my, you know, we're going to get into the mess now. I just want y'all to let that sink in. That's all I want to say. Okay. Now, we do have a couple of topics to get into. Not too much, right? I want to talk about Jacky Oh and her her unfortunate passing. Oh my goodness, RIP to the family. And just the conversation that was surrounding that topic. I also wanted to get into the whole Cardi B hopping on the Put It On The Floor song, child, the remix. They over here saying she trying to diss Nicki. We'll get into that. Real Housewives of Atlanta, the ratings, I mean, they're in the toilet. So I just have three good topics to really talk about today. Now, I wanted to first talk about Jacky Oh's recent passing. So I'm going to read this excerpt from the Jasmine brand, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts because it's just a lot of talking, right? It's a lot of like people making their own little think pieces and their own little observations of what, things really mean. Okay. And it starts off by saying, as you may already know, Miss Jacky Oh, the longtime partner of the Wild 'N Out star DC Young Fly, died Wednesday at the age of 32. The mother of three reportedly passed away in Miami after undergoing a mommy makeover procedure. And in a since deleted post from the former Wild 'N Out girl had posted a photo of alongside a popular surgeon, Dr. Zachary. Okay. It turns out that Dr. Zachary has sued multiple patients for claiming that he botched their procedures. In 2021, he sued Leah Penn for more than $30,000 after she wrote a review that alleged that he mutilated her. According to court documents, Okay claimed that the Penn statement were false and defamatory. Ultimately, the board certified surgeon dismissed the lawsuit without prejudice, meaning that it cannot be talked about ever again. Okay. August that same year, the well-known surgeon filed a lawsuit for $30,000 against Kyla Neerbergen or whatever, I don't know how to pronounce that girl name, for claiming in a Google review that happy patients of his don't exist. That case was also dismissed and never brought up again. Okay, so this person has receipts. This person has like evidence of him really messing up on multiple procedures, and he sues them and gets them to not talk about it. Okay. In my humble opinion, and we can start with the notes right now. I think this doctor needs to be stripped of his doctoral right, or whatever you call that thing when doctors can't be doctors no more. Okay. Because this is now the third time, if there isn't any undocumented stuff that happened that he did in the past. And honestly, I think that the family should sue. The family, I feel like DC Young Fly is, I know he's probably feeling his way right now. He's probably trying to figure out things and trying to really come to the realization of the passing. But when it is time, it is time. This doctor needs to be put down, and a lot of doctors like him. A lot of these doctors, and let's remember that she was doing promo, right? Like she was documenting this whole procedure on her YouTube channel. Okay. And not to say, I mean, she could have paid the price, she could have paid the full price or whatever, but a lot of these people that are influencers that are well known, they get a lot of deals, they get a lot of a discount, or they get it free. And sometimes in those cases, it's not safe. I mean, we looked at Rolly. Rolly ended up coming out okay with her little procedures, but I'm just like, girl, you're getting a whole tummy tuck. No, you're getting lipo at your side. And let me just not bring up other people, but I'm just saying, like, it's just a lot of stuff in that cohort of like doctors, these surgeons, these plastic surgeons, that you cannot trust them all. You also get what you pay for. And I think that we need to do our due diligence. I think that a simple Google search could have saved her life. And this is not me, like, because she lost her life at the end of the day. I'm not, it is what it is. This doctor is pretty well known. And people think that, if it's a well-known doctor, then nothing will ever happen, right? But that's not always the case, right? And I'm just speaking to the listeners. I'm speaking to y'all that want to get into this. Y'all want to get your bodies done. Y'all want to do this. And I definitely feel like we should all have the freedom to do so. Okay, hell, I wanted to get work done a long time ago. I wanted to get my nose done. But for me, I'm looking at your first time doing surgery, and I'm looking at what your last time doing surgery. I'm looking at all the sites. I'm asking around because I'm not a surgery person. I never had surgery before. Let me knock on wood on that, child, because I don't ever want to have surgery. But if I did, best believe I'm researching. I'm stalking that doctor down. I want to see what's your best practices, what's your worst practices, what happened. Okay. I think that we got to do our due diligence, because when it comes to plastic surgery, this is like forever almost. If somebody can change something, I've seen botched. Like the littlest thing can happen and it can change your whole appearance, right? Unfortunately for her case, she ended up losing her life. Now, she didn't lose her life on the table. It was after recovery when she went to the hotel, and basically she had complications at the hotel, which led to her unfortunate passing. This type of stuff happens, and I don't like the conversation surrounding this, if you guys know what I mean. I don't like how social media is social mediaing, okay, with this whole conversation of, oh my goodness, she needs to love herself. She shouldn't have harmed herself to look good, and God made you perfect the way you are, and this, that, and the third. We're saying, okay. And it took one of my mutuals to say this on TikTok. On one hand, you telling these girls to love themselves, but then when someone like a Lizzo is literally existing and doing what needs to be done far as doing her job, people like Lizzo and people that are undesirable should be ashamed of who they are. I mean, you can't have it both ways. I think the general public is very hypocritical. And I think that people don't have empathy, because let's be very clear. This is a mommy makeover. And from what I've learned from my women friends, especially the ones that have babies, the ones that had the C-section, literally, I mean, that comes with complications. And when you go under, you know, because when they have to get the child out and they have to cut your stomach open, like that, literally, it has long lasting effects, and your stomach is not going to go back to where it used to be. You have to actually get the skin surgery or a tummy tuck. So it's not always, oh, well, she didn't want to, because that was another comment too. Like, oh, she didn't want to get the work done. She wanted the easy way out and get surgery. No, that's not always the case. Because pregnancy does increase your chances of, you know, of it, not saying messing up your body, but like, you know, in some cases, I have friends that said that they have to have surgery because they cannot work it off. Their doctors told them, you will never be able to work this off because of the surgery that you had to have this child. So I think that we need to lean more into empathy. You can't tell the general public and the people on social media, because people are going to make their own little scenarios and narratives that they want to try to validate their existence. But at the end of the day, like, you know, facts are facts. And I think that there's nothing wrong with somebody wanting to get work done. It's not a problem. I want people to be more realistic in their searchings of doctors and surgeons that want to get, you know, because honey, look at them comments, look at the reviews, okay? Because, you know, I want people to be safe, because this is a life-changing situation. I mean, one small thing can go wrong and it can really ruin your life. It can end your life. And that's what happened here. It's so unfortunate. And it's just so unfortunate that people are just don't have that type of empathy for others. You don't know her situation. You didn't know what entailed. I mean, it almost seemed like y'all was blaming her. Like, oh, she's the reason why she must have passed away, because she was so concerned about looking a certain way and she needed to love herself. Like, it's so stupid. Because then, and I brought up Lizzo just to bring up Lizzo. I mean, the whole situation where Candace Owens was just like, basically, because we talked about it on the last episode when Medusa was on, saying that, you know, she said, oh, well, you expect her to, you know, people like Lizzo, she expects to walk around naked and appear how she wants to appear, and then not have people talk about her. First of all, Lizzo is not walking around naked, child. She's walking around maybe in a leotard, maybe in a onesie, like every other female artist that goes on tour. Okay, Lizzo was literally doing her job, minding her business, and she's seeing people on Twitter in droves come for her. And I seen that tweet too. I mean, just the comments on that tweet alone, I'm just like, I see why these girls are going in droves to get into BBLs, to trying to get the tummy tucks in, and trying to do all the I'm not going to say surgery is unhealthy. Ooh, child, I almost caught myself there. Or go into more unhealthy diets, like, you know, doing the 2 fingers to the mouth, or doing other things, you know, because you see stuff on social media. Social media is really evil. It's it's a blessing. I really feel like the internet is a blessing and a curse. Social media is a blessing and a curse because I'm able to do this job here and talk to you guys online and stuff like that. But in other cases, people are looking at certain things and it's such a, like, if I wasn't so secure in myself, like, I don't really care what y'all got to say. Cause look, I've been big my whole life and there's been people that said way worse. I mean, I would really feel compelled to do anything, any and everything to try to be desirable, whatever that means. Right. You know, we're just in a dark time and I really feel for her. I feel for the family. I hope that they sue the hell out that surgeon. And I hope people can really gain some empathy. Okay. Cause you don't know everybody's situation. You don't. Okay. Now, another topic I wanted to get into, child, is none other than this whole Cardi B and Latto collaboration. Okay. So we got the Put It On The Floor remix. We got the Put It On The Floor remix, child. I will play some of it, but you know how YouTube is. YouTube be YouTube, and child, they'll sit there and monetize this video, child. And I can't afford that. But Cardi B hopped on the Put It On The Floor remix, and folks is already saying that she talk about Nicki. We do this every time. And it just gets more aggravating. Let me take these headphones off because I'm gonna talk my shit. Okay. We do this every single time. So there was a line in there where she was like, oh, what they got on me, bodies in a couple years. Now, I guess she was talking about Nicki and age shaming her or something like that. I don't really know. I mean, bodies in a couple years. I mean, it was light word. Like it was, and let me be clear. I thought she did a good job. I thought Cardi did a good job with this song. It enhanced the song a little bit. I thought Put It On The Floor, it was a big success for Latto. The verse was okay. Like, look, let me tell you something. I ain't no fake bitch. I'm gonna give props when it's due. It was okay. It was enhanced just a little bit more that Cardi came on there. And a lot of people were expecting Cardi to come up with a line that's going to be, you know, shady towards, you know, Nicki, because, you know, these two girls don't like Nicki. We know that, right? It's possible that she was talking about Nicki, but I mean, isn't that what is expected? We all knew going into us finding out that she was going to be on this song that, okay, she's going to make a line. Like, I even made a joke to my best friend. I was like, oh, she going to make some type of old grandma line or something like that, or say something. Like, it's expected, but like, it's really when the stands, and I don't know, maybe it's just me coming into my own maturity. Cause like back in the day, I probably would have been like, oh yeah, she is this and Thursday. Like, if we spend half this energy, because people in droves on Twitter, people was on YouTube talking about this, saying, oh, Cardi this, Cardi that. She want to talk about rap unity. There is no rap unity. It never was on both ends. Let's be clear. Okay. Now, we knew these two girls don't like each other. The enemy of my enemy is a friend of mine. Okay. What we should have been doing and what we need to be doing is streaming Pound Town 2. Everybody worried about, oh, this person said that. Yeah, they're going to say it. And guess what? When Nicki come out with her song, she going to make a diss, and she going to diss one or two of them on her new song. It's going to happen. I think that we just need to pay attention to our own stand. We need to pay attention to our own fave and let the other girls rock how they want to rock. They're going to ride this beef just like Nicki probably riding this beef too. Look, y'all worried about the wrong things, okay? What else I had on these notes? And then Cardi's response too, I was like, girl, we know you. Girl, get out of here. She got on live talking about something. Oh no, we was cool since 2020. Like, I been was cool with her. I guess after she was, because, you know, Cardi likes to read the tweets. Cardi loved reading the tweets that's about her. So she was like, oh no, was cool, girl. We know why the link up had to happen. Don't act new. But at the end of the day, who gives a crap? I mean, I don't know. I did like the bar that was kind of directed towards Akbar. For you said you be stalking on my page when you need to feed your kids. I was like, ooh. And then they had Latto. Now, see, I don't know Latto to beef with Akbar, but you know, hey, when, you know, guilty by association, I guess. But when she had all them little fake doll babies out here, because Akbar, we got a lot of kids, child. I was like, oh, now she being shady, child. Yeah, it is being shady. Like, y'all just gotta, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like the maturity got to me now. It's just to the point where it's like, okay, yeah, like I see things for what they are. Like they definitely took shots at her. Okay. Why don't we just stream our fave, pay no attention to them and what they got going on and keep it moving? You know? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me what you think in the comments, child. Okay. Now, my final topic that I wanted to get into is none other than the Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's real bad over here. Is this the one? Oh, yeah, this is the one. It's going to take a minute to get here, child. When it gets here, I'll come back. Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's like, I'm worried for the girls. Okay? Because I'm worried because they worry. As you can see here, the cast members are worried about the show being recasted as dismissal ratings for season 15 continue to drop. Now, I'm going to read this excerpt from the Love B. Scott show. Shout out to them. And we're going to get into the things. Okay. Now, it said that the current season of Real Housewives of Atlanta has failed to connect with viewers, and sources say that some of the cast members connected are being axed due to poor ratings. They will be axed. Now, this is according to Radar Online. Season 15 of the Bravo show premiered May 7th to 834,000 viewers in the key demo, right? The following week was only 738K viewers that tuned in to the show, and then it dropped to 657K in the last episode, which aired May 28th. So each episode has gone down in viewership. Now, me personally, I mean, 800,000 is a lot to me, but this show used to bring in millions of viewers. I mean, I'm talking about the seasons where Nene was on there, seasons where they had like good, wholesome storylines. But sources close to the show tell us the cast members are aware of the ratings being extremely low. In quotes, they are worried Bravo will pull a recast on them as they did with the cast of the Real Housewives in New York. None of them feel safe, even Kandi. Kandi shouldn't feel freaking safe because you brought nothing. You deliberately brought nothing or is bringing nothing to this season. I'm going to start with you. With you trying to hide this whole situation that happened at your OLG. And making up fake beefs with Courtney. Because we all know why you want to headbutt this. I want to headbutt this bitch, girl. That's because you won't want to get into the meat and potatoes of your life and what's been going on with your stores. I digress. Now, I said this on TikTok. There is a dream team that will save the franchise. Okay, now I said it on TikTok and I'm going to say it on my little YouTube, on the podcast. I think that who would save this franchise right now is Nene. We all know Nene is going to bring in, she is the anchor of the show. I think Kim should be on the show as well. We all know her situation with Corey. We will want to capture that. I heard she begging to get back on the show. I'm like, girl, Bravo, if you don't let her back up in there to see what the hell's going on, because Kim gonna need the money. And we gonna need the drama. People are gonna really tune in to see what the hell went down. Okay, maybe have Cora on there too to get his side of the story or something. Sheree need to be here because I feel like Sheree is unable to bone collect right now because she don't know these new girls. Like she don't really care about you. She don't really know about Sonya. Kenya, it's here or there. Kandi, not really. I mean, I think Kandi and her are supposed to be beefing this season. I don't know, child. But like Sheree needs to be around people that she knows so she can fully do her bone collecting job, which is what I said on TikTok. Cynthia could be the wild card. I don't think Cynthia will bring anything else. She might bring a little, I don't know. But definitely Portia. Portia has to be back on this show. Portia's there. Kenya needs to be there also because Kenya and Portia, they get into the verses now. because Kenya is not doing well in this space because she's really either she's in a different space or she just don't really have like somebody that's gonna go back and forth like these, like Sonya and them. They're not gonna go back and forth with Kenya. Like Marlo apparently is not going back and forth. Marlo's bringing nothing on the show. They got Marlo on this list because I got this list from a Twitter post. I don't think Marlo needs to be demoted to be a friend. She needs to be a friend, and Nene will tag her in whenever she needs to tag her in. We need Carlos King as the producer again because I don't know who the hell they got for this show. But it ain't working, and it has not been working for many seasons. Ratings are always dropping every year. This is the only show that goes through this. Potomac is good, as toxic as it is, as toxic as that damn show is. Potomac is making it. It's thriving. What's going on, Housewives of Atlanta? It's a mess. It is a whole mess. I think that me personally though, because I'm like a regular watcher, like even though I know the season is not like the best, it could be a lot better, I'm still gonna watch the show. I'm not like bored by this season, but I do know like I could see through the bullshit with the storylines. Like it's not that good. It's not that, you know, oh my goodness, like I want to, you know, oh this is some real fundamental, you know, reading sessions. This is a good moment. This is like what it used to be before. Some people say they need to bring Phaedra back in there. Phaedra really was another one too. I don't know. I feel like that the heyday was the season. It was the season before Kenya came on. That's when they had Nene, Sheree, Phaedra, Candy, Cynthia, Kim, and then Marlo as the friend. And I think that was me. Yeah, Marlo was the only friend. That was like the heyday. And then after that, when Kenya and Portia came on, that became like way better. When Kenya and Portia came on, that's what really made this show go viral a little bit. But but I will say this. The second season, when Kenya and Portia was on there, that's when we had the Pillow Talk season, the Pillow Talk episode, and then we had that dragon at the end of the season at the reunion. And we said this on the live. Look, I'm not saying that these girls need to get into a fist fight for ratings to go up, but we need some type of shake show. I mean, it even like the whole like Candy and the whole dungeon storyline with the whole Portia saying that Todd and Candy was trying to drug her or something like that. That was a big season. I was like, whoa, that changed everything. And then it just kind of died down. Like the storylines kind of got a little playful, and it just wasn't what it used to be. I don't know what's gonna take for this to be better. I mean, someone said in my comments, it's like, well, maybe people are just tired of the same old drama. Even if we do bring back these girls, even if we do bring back Nene, is it gonna still give what it needs to give? Maybe some people say that there should be like a fully new cast, like that's exactly the same way they did with Housewives in New Jersey, just fresh new faces. But I don't know, when they picked the new people for this show, they just never land well. Like Drew, I didn't like Drew at first. Drew's kind of grown on me now. I never liked Sonya. I never liked the girl that was in that girl group. I forgot her name. I forgot that girl name, but she was so corny. I forgot her name. Dang, I see that she wasn't even that important. I mean, Kim Fields, it was just, they don't know how to pick them. Like if you're going to pick somebody that's like, okay, you want to pick somebody new. I don't know, maybe not pick established people, right? Because Housewives thrived in the beginning because people like Nene, not Sheree too much, but people like Nene and Kim in the beginning, they seemed like very relatable. Like they seemed like really like down to earth. Like they weren't too, at one point, Kim wasn't too like uppity. Like the girls, like when they had Deshaun and all them, like Lisa Wu, these are like regular girls. Even when you look at like the first reunion and you seen the stuff that they were wearing, like they said they look like people that work at Macy's. Like in each department, they said Kim looked like she worked in the perfume department. Nene was the women's clothing. Like I think Sheree was jewelry or something like that. Like they looked regular. And I think that's what's, You know, that's what's selling right now in any type of market, any type of like influencer, celebrity, or whatever you want to call it. If you're like a public figure, being relatable is what's in. And these girls, I mean, they live these lavish lifestyles, air quotes, with nothing to show for it, and it's just it's not as relatable as it used to be. That's why the Kardashians are their ratings are in the toilet too. You know, people like to see people that are relatable. So if they do come up with a new cast, it needs to be like people that's trying to chase their dream. Like at one point we seen Nene, she wasn't at the bottom, but she was like at a place where, okay, we just got into some money and we're trying to work our way to the top of where was that in the third. And we're just, you know, it seemed like, I don't know. It seemed like her life was kind of relatable to the viewers at one point. And she didn't come in, I'm the queen of this, I'm the queen of that. I don't know. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm just rambling, child. But I think that, I don't know, maybe a new cast would work. Because what's happening now, I'm not feeling Sonya. I'm not feeling Candy no more. Candy's tired. Sheree is not doing nothing but dating men that don't really like her. Marlo is evil, and you know she's painting this picture that she's like this good Aunt Monty when she using them kids for a goddamn optics. And Drew, she need to go back to acting. You know, I don't think reality TV is her thing. I think she's just going through the motions. Honestly, these girls, like the episodes, I can see why the viewers are going down because they're not giving us the substance that once was with this show. And it's sad to say because this is my favorite show. They're like a Housewives of Atlanta is very much essential to Bravo. Okay. I don't know if we're gonna get that. I don't know if it's gonna last. I hope I don't want to see them cancel the show altogether. Just like be like, you know, we're just gonna scrap it. But you guys are the weakest link right now. You guys are the weakest link. And I'm telling you, if they get rid of this show, I ain't gonna ever go to Bravo. I'll probably go to Bravo to watch Married to Medicine. I don't know. But that's it for today. I didn't have too many topics to talk about. I know we did a show on Wednesday, which was kind of the bulk of the topics. There was not too much going on this week, but I hope you enjoyed this episode. You know how you know what it is. Please be sure to like this video. Please be sure to leave a comment. If you are listening to this podcast, be sure to make sure that you're subscribed to the show. Make sure you give me a rate on Spotify. You can leave a comment to tell me how you like the episode and all this other stuff and whatever comments you want to put on there now. Comments are on Spotify now. You know, so we're trying to get those numbers up there. So, but thank you for coming on. Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to me. Okay, to hear what I have to say. All right. Now I'll be back on Wednesday. We'll see what we'll talk about then, child. But until then, I'm your host, Darren Green, and this is The Darren Green Show, signing out.